Alright, welcome everyone to the first episode of the Luke and Turl in the Morning podcast. I'm your host, Titanium Turl. With me is my co-host, Luke Spooky. How are you, Mr. Luke Spooky?
Hello, I'm fine today. How are you?
I'm doing it. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
It's alright.
But yeah. So the first episode today is it's going to be Star Wars, and yeah, this is going to be kind of, I guess, a monthly podcast where we just go over movies and movie franchises and stuff like that, and then like future episodes we're gonna bring on guests like maybe B25 movies.
Oh yes, the man who hates the MCU.
Yes, that's his only character trait.
he
Uh,
made he made a career on the Instagram film community for hating on popular things.
yeah, for real though. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna go over the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy, and we'll probably start with the prequel trilogy. So
This is
yeah,
where the fun begins.
exactly. So episode one, 1999, directed by George Lucas. It's got a cast of Hugh McGregor, um,
Yes,
Natalie Portman, Ian McDermott, Neeson. Got a pretty stellar cast,
it does indeed.
but unfortunately, the movie is eh. Like, to be honest, I think it's kind of like a lot of people treat it harshly, saying that like, oh, episode two is better, but like, I I disagree with that. I think that episode one is much better film, and it's somewhat underrated.
Mm,
Um, I think the cast are good. Um,
yeah.
it did a lot of world building for the Star Wars franchise because
Oh yeah.
before that, you only had like the original trilogy and like a few Legends comics, which didn't really go into like the Clone Wars and stuff. Uh, Jedi Master, but this was you got all these things like the Jedi Council, the dual lightsaber, and midichlorians, unfortunately.
Oh
But I think
God.
I think a lot of people treat this film very harsh. So what do you think, Kubi?
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I like it that much, but I definitely don't hate it either. I'm kind of in the middle. Like I wouldn't call it bad, but I wouldn't call it that good either. It's just like fine. It has some good world building for the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah,
As you said before, previously, the cast. You said that once again. The cast is just great. What a cast! And yeah, it does have a good few problems though.
yeah,
Like it's very boring at parts, and even though the cast is great, a lot of the characters just come across as real one-dimensional to me, and I just didn't really connect with them the way I did with the original trilogy characters. But that third act is absolutely amazing. The Duel of the Fates fight scene, that is just
oh yeah,
god tier Star Wars. That is so good. I'm pretty sure everyone agrees that that is fantastic.
yeah. Like
Cause
like the Jewel of the Fates score is so good.
it is, yes, one of the best in the Star Wars franchise. It's so good. Oh, that moment is pure magic when he opens the double blade lightsaber and then the score just swells. Oh, that is just
It's
chef's
amazing.
kiss.
Yeah, it
So
like,
good.
and I also think the pod racing as well.
Yeah, that's pretty fun scene.
But yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, overall, not the best thing ever, but also not the worst thing ever. I don't know. I feel like some people do kind of overly hate it, like you said. Like I wouldn't say it's bad, but I wouldn't say that good either. I'm just in the middle. Like it's fine. Has some good aspects. Has some bad aspects.
Yeah, it's a good start to the Skywalker saga,
Yeah.
and it's also got Mark Renton with lights. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, look at that poster for episode 1. You can't tell me that doesn't look like Mark holding the lights.
I know. It literally does. That's when he
Like
took.
later
Oh
on in the film, like, oh yeah, that's Obi-Wan for this film. This is Mark Renton with a
yeah, I know.
lightsaber.
Literally, that's like when he took the death sticks and traveled to a galaxy far, far away. That's what happened.
Exactly, exactly. Uh, all right. So, anything else you want to say?
No, not really. Like just yeah, I'd say it's a fun enough movie. You know, I don't get how people can say it's terrible or anything. I wouldn't call it terrible by any means. Like, and I think the character of Qui Gon Jinn is kind of underrated. I really enjoyed Liam
Yeah, I
Neeson as
really
Qui
like Qui
Gon.
Gon to be honest. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah. So obviously, episode 1 was a huge success. So you got to carry on with that trilogy, and then we got arguably the worst Star Wars movie, episode 2, Attack the 2000, and still directed by George Lucas.
yes, the main man, George.
Do you want to start? Because I got a lot to say about this.
Okay, I'll start, and then I'll let you just rant on about everything you hate after. Okay.
Yeah, alright.
Um. Yeah, this is my second least favorite. Sorry, not second favorite. Jesus, second
Yeah,
least favorite.
I was just about to like fucking like like fucking pull a Qui Gon or not a fucking Darth Maul and you like split you in half.
Yeah, yeah, my least favorite is The Last Jedi. I know people love it, and like, I wish I could say the same. I used to love that movie, but I don't anymore. And but we're not talking about the sequels, right? If you love The Last
That's the
Jedi,
next episode. That should be
yeah,
the next episode.
exactly. If you love The Last Jedi, that's good. Like, I wish I could say the same. But anyway, Attack of the Clones. I mean, yeah, this is a pretty bad movie. To be honest, it has not that much redeeming qualities. Um, I'll start with the positive first, right? Because it has way more negatives. So I'll start off positive and then progress into the negative. So the positives is at some points is so stupid that it's hilarious. Like in the scene where Obi-Wan and Anakin are checking on Padme and she's about to be assassinated or whatever by those poisonous bugs or whatever they were. And then Obi-Wan's like to Anakin, basically telling him, oh, he has to keep his emotions in check and all and not be spontaneous. And then Obi-Wan, like a few minutes later, just leaps out the window onto the drone. Like, I always
Exactly.
find, yeah, I always find that absolutely hilarious. The way he just leaps, not a second thought in his mind, he just sees it, leaps out the window. That is absolutely hilarious to me. And then Anakin, like, believe flying through the air, like dropping off one pod or whatever onto the other, and he flies about 50 feet and lands on the other one. Like, what the hell is that? Like,
And then Obi-Wan's just like, I hate it when he does that.
like what? Hey, when Anakin just directly disobeys the laws of physics and gravity. Like,
Star Wars. It's Star Wars. You're not supposed to think about it. It's for kids. Remember, Luke? Remember?
oh, I'm sorry, it's for kids. I forgot. But that scene, that like little segment in the movie is absolutely hilarious to me. It'll never fail to make me laugh. But
Yeah, I just found it funny how George Lucas calls these for kids when these fucking prequels are so politics heavy.
yeah, I know, literally. Like sometimes they need to chill. I don't know how I liked them as a kid. I should have been bored by the politics, but for some reason I wasn't.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what other redeeming qualities does this have? I'm trying to think. Oh, Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. There we go.
Oh yeah,
The
that
bright
subplot was
shining
pretty
light.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, not. well, it was fine. Like
Yeah,
it's the best part of the movie, probably.
yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think of other good aspects in Attack of the Clones, and I genuinely can't. um, I mean, hmm, Django Fett, he was pretty cool, I guess, even though he's just
Yeah,
recolored Boba Fett.
he's kind of cool. Yeah,
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu, you know, pretty good,
yeah,
pretty good.
he was alright.
And yeah, except for that, there's very little of quality in this movie. I don't even know where to start with the negatives. I'll mainly let you talk about them. I'll just start off with some things I disliked. uh, First of all, the whole plan to assassinate Padme, that's absolutely ridiculous. Like,
No, that is stupid.
yeah, literally. And then, like, why even is the third act of that movie? Like, I used to say I liked it. Like,
CGI shit show. That's what it was.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Hayden
they're
Chris,
like I love lightsabers fights as
yeah,
much as the next guy, but oh my god, like I was that is like a shit show
yeah,
seizure of like that is like oh my god, I can't even fucking
yeah. It's just
oh
I wouldn't even know
hurts
what
my
you call
brain.
it. Yeah. And Hayden Christensen as Anakin. Jeez, like I know, like people have said this like millions of times, but I'm sorry. Like, what even happened there? It is terrible. Like, I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere. Like,
And it
what
wasn't
even
just
is
the
that?
men, but it was the women and the children. Like
Like,
Jesus fucking Christ, go back to acting. Lord.
I know,
Jesus.
literally, like Jesus. Use the money
And
you made off the movie and pay for acting school. Like,
and Natalie Portman, she kind of has a few like weird moments. Like there's that
yeah,
scene where she's like, what was it? I'm just looking. It's like, don't look at me that way, or something like
yeah, something like that. I forget now.
so cringe.
It is like God, Padme and Anakin's romance is just cringe to look at. I hate it. Easily the
Yeah,
most boring part of the movie.
that is one of the worst things about this. And
Oh,
same with the actor, Hayden Christian,
yeah,
and the love story. I think it definitely in the next film.
yeah, I agree. Definitely, yeah. Well, that's all I have to say about the negative. So I'll let you take it. I mean, I've much more, but I'll be generous and I'll let you take the take the
Oh,
take this
where
time
do
to
I
talk.
begin? The CGI is awful. Um, it's fucking abysmal.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
like
Doesn't hold up at all.
yeah, like I know this is a film from the early 2000s, but like the Phantom Menace came out in 19, and that kind of had a mix of practical effects in. But that is the CGI looks much better in that, in my opinion, than it does in
Yeah,
this. Like, oh, I hate it. The writing is awful. I believe this is the worst written Star Wars movie, and I believe it was just written in like its first draft. Like
yeah, yeah. It
the
was. I heard that.
that 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 is that should tell you the quality. Um, the acting is like it's got a few standouts, I guess. Like Hugh McGregor is good in it, but ugh, like Hayden Christian, he hasn't even like
Oh
he
God,
wasn't
yeah,
really good in this. Um, the score, I don't think this has the most memorable of scores. Like I just, as we said earlier, Duel of the Fates is like one of the best scores, and that came from the Phantom Menace.
yeah.
Uh, the writing is awful,
Yes,
and like
indeed.
the Anakin Padme fucking subplot, then I
Oh
hate that.
Jesus,
Like
I'd
cannot.
sooner stick pins in my eyes than watch that again.
Yeah, like awful. Like it's so poorly written, poorly executed, poorly acted. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Um
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Just oh my god.
um uh the as I said before, the CGI shit, but like they like all the clones in the film are CGI. Like when they have the helmets
Oh
on,
yeah, yeah. Like what
that
is
is
that?
that is awful. Like that is a shocking.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like that is
Uh,
shocking.
yeah, it is. It looks like it's from a cartoon. Like it's
Yeah,
like, what is that? Like I didn't talk about that, but that is absolutely abysmal. Like,
yeah. Like oh my god. And then like CGI. Oh my god.
yeah,
God.
it's atrocious.
Like it's awful. It's awful. It
It
hurts
is
my brain.
indeed. Yeah,
And then the third act. The third act is awful. It's a CGI shit show, man. Like
yeah,
like holy fucking shit. Like um like I guess the only good thing about the third act is the ending. I like how it's like the Clone Wars begun they have, and then you get this grand shot of the clone army. Like I thought that was cool, I guess.
yeah,
But like when the film ended, I was like, wow, what a great ending. I was like, no, thank fucking god this movie is over. Um yeah, I just
yeah. Oh god.
is shocking. Shocking. Uh
Yes.
yeah, it's definitely the worst Star Wars. Like like oh my, like this is the one I dread. I that's another thing, the runtime,
Oh yeah.
like it's so unnecessarily long and like
I know.
pandering and
It drags at so many points.
yeah. Um yeah, that's I just want to move on. I really don't like
Yeah.
this film.
Yeah. We'll leave that behind. It's okay now. It's done.
It's
We can
all
move
done.
on with our lives.
Exactly. Um all right, so then we move on to probably the best in well, not probably. It is the best
Yeah.
in the prequel trilogy, and I think a lot of people agree with that.
Yeah.
Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith in 2005.
Yes.
So yeah, what do you think about it?
Alright, I think, yeah, I mean, I like the movie. I do. I think it's pretty good, you know. I say, yeah, it's very enjoyable. Easily the most entertaining prequel movie. Or movie in the prequel trilogy, sorry, not prequel movie in general. But I, I really like this one. I mean, I feel like, yeah, like almost everyone agrees that this is the best Star Wars prequel because the first two aren't the best, you know, especially Attack of the Clones. Um, trying to say, it has like some of the best action in all of Star Wars. Like the third act is just it's just so good. It is so good. Anakin versus Obi-Wan is just
Oh,
absolutely amazing.
incredible.
It is like I absolutely love that. There's only one thing though with the third act. I think it shouldn't have kept cutting back to Yoda versus Palpatine. Like, yeah, it's still entertaining, but I feel like it slightly takes away from the emotion of Anakin and Obi-Wan's fight. I wish it didn't keep cutting back to them. Like, I was much more invested in Anakin versus Obi-Wan than Yoda versus Palpatine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I can see where you're coming from there. I personally didn't mind. I thought that both of them were just as entertaining of fights. Um, yeah, they were both pretty good.
yeah, and
Um, yeah. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Oh yeah, oh no, it's fine. Sorry. And just even though it's the best prequel, like it still has some flaws. Obviously, like some of the writing isn't the best.
Hmm.
But that's like a trademark of the prequels almost. The writing.
Yeah, like I think a problem with this film is Yoda.
Yeah.
Like in the previous two films, he was pretty alright, but like
Mm.
they gave him a lightsaber, and that also goes with the second one. But they gave him a lightsaber, and like when Order 66 happens, and Yoda senses two clones about to kill him, he just like chops their heads off. And, like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Oh
like
god.
this is not the Yoda
Yeah.
from the original
Yeah,
trilogy.
I agree. They should not have gave him a lightsaber and made him some war general. Like even in Attack of the Clones, he's standing on the
Yeah,
ship. Like what? Like giving battle orders. Like that is not the Yoda we know.
yeah, like oh, it's
And
weird.
I know, and like Hayden Christensen is actually like I don't know. I don't know if I call him good, but like he's a lot better than he was in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
He still has like moments where the acting isn't the best, but overall he's better at least, especially in the scene where he screams, "I hate you!" Like that is just great in that moment.
Yeah.
Like such good acting at that particular moment, and like of course I have to address the memes of this movie. I know it's not
Yeah.
really a positive towards the movie, but I'm just so glad at the amount of memes it spawned. In almost every single scene, you can find a line you can meme, and it's just beautiful to look at. To be honest, it's
Oh
just
yeah.
beautiful, and like
Uh,
yeah, the action is the best, as I mentioned. It's the best in the prequel series, some of the best in Star Wars. Ewan McGregor is once again great. It has so much emotion in the third act, and yeah, I just really like this movie, to be honest.
yeah. Um. Yeah, the action is pretty good. I think it has a great first act. Like the first
Y-
act in the film, some of the best in the prequel trilogy and that era.
yeah,
Like it's action packed, it's really well paced, and that's a great thing about this film. It's actually pretty well paced compared to the first two.
yeah,
I think Anakin and Padme's love life is dealt better in this film.
yeah. It still has moments where the shittiness of it shines through.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
not
overlooked.
shines through, but
Yeah,
yeah, the
but
opposite
like
of shine.
it's still good. I think
Yeah.
General Grievous was a good character.
Oh yeah.
I
Hello
think he was
there.
better in Clone Wars, along with most of these characters. But I thought he was given some good moments. Um,
Yeah.
I think the ending was really good. You know, it's a nice little I guess transition into A New Hope, even though like you got Solo and Rogue One, like
Yeah.
in between. But like I thought that was nice. Obi-Wan is a great character in this. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's and I just really like Anakin's uh like his path down to becoming Darth Vader, and I think
Yeah.
it was
That was great. That was handled
like
well.
yeah, like they didn't like they showed that in the first two films, but it was more just like, he's a psychopathic kid. Look at him.
Yeah.
But like, in this film, shit goes down. Good.
It
The
does.
Order 66 scene is pretty good, bar that of course like Yoda chopping the heads or
Oh
whatever. I
yeah.
think like no dialogue, just music. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Great.
Um, I think the CGI is a bit better. It still has its flaws, but like
Yeah.
um, and yeah, I just agree. good prequel film.
Yeah,
It's definitely the
yes,
best in that trilogy.
yeah, definitely. I just like to add a few more things before we move on
Go ahead, go.
that I forgot to address. Thank you. There's some moments that are still pretty bad in this movie that kind of make me laugh because how bad they are. Like, um, the scene where Anakin is telling Mace Windu that he suspects Palpatine the Sith Lord, and Mace Windu just goes, "Sith Lord, we must act quickly," and they just walk so slowly. Like, just funny to me. Like,
Yeah.
the, the Chancellor, he could possibly be a Sith Lord, and they're just slowly walking as if it's no big deal. And
Oh well,
the
it's just
moment,
every
oh
day is
sorry,
just like every day like someone from the Jedi Council is is accused of being a Sith Lord, so
yeah.
you're just used to it at this point.
And then the scene, oh god, this was this was a bit of the trademark bad Hayden Christensen acting, but it was between Anakin and Padme, where Anakin's like to Padme, "You look so beautiful," and then she goes, "It's because I'm so in love with you." And then he goes, "No, it is because I am so in love with you." Like, oh god,
That was awful.
yeah, it
Like,
was.
who did George Lucas think he was? Fucking William
I know.
Shakespeare writing this shit.
Yeah, I think so. Like, honestly, it's pretty similar to William Shakespeare's like dialect or whatever. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
but that definitely the best prequel movie, but has its flaws. But very entertaining too. Easily the most entertaining prequel because it's not. I don't think it ever drags. Like it's pretty well paced. You know, great action scenes, and yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good movie.
I agree. Alright, so now we're gonna bring it back to 1977.
Oh
The
yes.
first Star Wars. Kicking off the original trilogy, Star Wars New Hope came out. And like this film is a near master. Like is so good. Uh, I love the characters. Like a thing this film did that I don't think The Force Awakens or The Phantom Menace did that well was like right off the bat you've got relatable characters that you can sort of see yourself. Uh, you can sort of see yourself through them, and uh, like they're just great characters. Like they become iconic. Like Han Solo and Luke
Oh
Skywalker
yeah.
with Leia. Like uh, it created a really great villain, Darth Vader. Although I believe it was like, I guess it was more Empire Strikes Back that kind of was like, yo, this guy is not someone, but
Yeah.
um, I just like how basic of a story it is and how it's not like it's not overcomplicated. Like this, like a film on this scale, it could have easily overcomplicated, but
Yeah. Yeah.
no, I think it in I think it was I think it did well in that aspect of it being like nice little space opera. And
I
that
agree.
another great thing about this, like you don't need to watch the previous films and what's going on. Basically, just a galactic conflict, and like these guys are caught in the middle of it. Like I think that is so good. Like this, like if you want someone to like, if you want to get someone to watch Star Wars, this is definitely the film to watch, and then maybe later on show them the prequels and the anthologies or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I definitely agree.
yeah, like the acting great, the twin sons, that is great
Oh yes.
cinematography.
Of
Um,
course, that is so good. One of the best moments in all of Star Wars is just will
yeah,
never cease to not give me goosebumps. Like I will always get goosebumps watching that.
the acting is great. Like the score is fantastic. Like it's iconic. The writing is pretty good, but if I have one problem with this film, and I guess it kind of goes with the writing, but it's not the film's fault. It's more just the overall saga when Darth Vader goes up against or well when Obi-Wan goes up against Darth Vader. Um, I don't know, like it didn't really hit that emotional impact um that it should have been, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, and it was pretty short. Like, like Vader's
Oh,
just fucking swings at him and then boom. No.
yeah. It's kind of funny, and Obi-Wan does this little spin. He just does a little twirl. Oh, it's just funny to me.
Yeah, but that's just like a little nitpick, and it is a near match. Bar that little tiny flaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, everything you said, I pretty much agree with. Like, I just Han Solo, I love him. He's one of my favorite movie characters. He's so iconic. Harrison Ford
Oh, I agree.
plays him brilliantly. Um, all the characters are great. I love all of them. I don't feel like there's one weak link really. Even Mark Hamill, people think Luke is way too whiny in this movie, but like I thought I played him well. Luke's whole journey is he starts off as this whiny teenager, whatever, and then turns into a Jedi Knight. And so like, you have to start off his character somewhere,
Yeah,
and like, yeah, I just love this movie. It's so much fun. Like it's one of the most rewatchable movies. It's just great. The action is great. The special effects, I say, they still hold up pretty well. Like other sci-fi movies have held up a bit better, but overall the special effects still hold up pretty well, much better than the prequels anyway. And
yeah, like the practical effects are
yeah, like it's honestly incredible how they done these practically. Like it amazes me.
like Chewbacca feels like a real living, and
Yeah,
I think that's just fantastic.
it
I don't
is.
know how they pulled it off.
I know. Like there's so many things I love about this movie. It's like
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's so great. I love it. Like this. Like people say Jaws was the first big blockbuster, but this is what really like evolved blockbusters and what to what they are now. Like this was like the first huge big sci-fi action movie thing, and
yeah. Like,
it was
I
great.
think this really set the course of sci-fi
Yeah,
and how sci-fi in the future would kind of like take inspiration from Star Wars.
yeah,
Like, what sci-fi did you have in like the '60s? Like what? Star Trek,
two
Doctor
thousand
Who.
and one.
Yeah, like it was very limited to what it is now, and I
Yeah,
believe Star Wars really helped that. Like even in other shows that like other sci-fi shows that began before Star Wars, like Doctor Who, they took
yeah,
like massive inspiration from it, and yeah, it just shows you how much of a cultural impact Star Wars.
yeah. Like I say, it's one of the most impactful movies like in cinema, and I don't think that's an exaggeration. To be honest,
Yeah,
I believe that, and like you said, I only have like tiny flaws with the movie, and like Darth Vader, he's pretty good in this. He does his job, but I feel like he full on morphed into one of the most iconic movie villains of all time in the next movie Empire, which we shall talk about
yeah,
shortly.
yep.
Yeah, but like overall, brilliant movie. The score as well. The score, it really like every Star Wars movie has a fantastic score. Like it's so iconic, so memorable. The opening title crawl that like will
Yeah,
forever be iconic, and you hear the music as well. It's just brilliant. Like it is brilliant.
yeah. The score is fantastic.
Yeah, there's so much to love in this movie. It's a shame that it was tainted by the special editions a bit.
Yeah,
You know, I wish they kept in its original the way it was supposed to be viewed. I actually have the original versions of the original trilogy on DVD. I got this limited edition like DVD to this thing, so I'm glad I have them ones instead of the special editions because I feel like the special editions kind of ruin some stuff. But
pretty.
yeah, I know, yeah. Um, yeah, I love A New Hope. Like great world building as well.
Oh
Such
yeah,
great world building.
like it introduced what a Wookiee is like. That is like damn, it's such a great film.
It is. It's so good, so iconic, and this one will be loved for like generations. I'd say. Like, my dad showed it to me. He wasn't the biggest Star Wars person, but you know, he like all my other friends were watching Star Wars, so he bought for me, and he showed me it, and I loved it. And now I'm gonna show my kids the Star Wars movies, and then you know, I say we'll just be a cycle for generations. You know, so many people love
Yeah,
Star Wars, and so many people will continue to love Star Wars, and it's all because of this movie.
exact. Um, so yeah, anything else?
Um, no, just a brilliant movie altogether. Really, truly.
All
And
right,
that
so
is
now
all.
we're gonna move on to the next and best Star Wars
Yes,
thing
the
ever.
moment you've all been
This
waiting for.
the Star Wars Holiday Christmas Special. Oh my God, what do you think of this?
Masterpiece, absolute
Oh,
master. Like, how do
amazing!
people hate this? Like, for real. Like,
Like
this
this is the
is,
first introduction of Boba Fett. How could you hate this movie? He's a fan favorite character.
yes, this is a masterpiece. Like, so underrated, so underappreciated. People just miss the point of this movie.
Exactly. Nah, but we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna
Yeah,
talk
no.
about. I'm sorry, y'all had to do that. Like,
Yeah,
we're
I
never gonna bring up
apologize.
the Star Wars Holiday special ever again. Sorry. Um, but yeah, anyway. In 1980, we got The Empire Strikes Back directed by Irving Hesh. I hope I'm.
Yeah, I think that's how you say
Yeah. So,
it.
do we really need to explain why this is the best Star Wars movie?
I don't, I don't even know. Like, I feel like, you know, if you know Star Wars, if you love Star Wars, you already know why this is the best. You know, it takes what is so great about the original Star Wars and just expands upon it, makes it bigger and better, ups the stakes, fleshes Darth Vader more out. It has that absolutely brilliant twist of no, I am your father. It develops the romance between Han and Leia in such a natural way, and it's just so great. Like the special effects are still so great. Like it's just how can you not love this movie for real?
Exactly. Exactly. Like, unlike Episode 2, that had
Yeah,
a pretty bad love story, I believe this is a love story in Star Wars that works, well, excellently. Um,
it does,
like,
even though it's slightly rapey at points.
yeah,
You know, like Harrison Ford, you know that's his thing. He does the same in Blade Runner and Indiana
yeah,
Jones. The Indiana Jones franchise, yeah.
yeah. The acting is great. Like, everyone is great in it. The new characters they introduced, like Lando, Boba Fett, and the
Oh
bounty
yeah.
like those are great. Yoda, like
Oh yes. Like they introduced some fan favorite characters in this movie.
yeah, and and then like expands on the old ones. Like Vader is given more depth, and like uh, Luke has like it's definitely like a almost a turning point for his character. You definitely see that in the
Yeah,
next one where he's more wise. But like it's just amazing.
it
Like
is. Like
it it did so many things, and like sequels are like normally tend to be like bad and like not as
yeah,
good as
like not
the
as good.
original.
Yeah,
But this is
yeah,
this is a this is one of those scenarios where the sequel is better than the original.
yeah, definitely, and it's one of the best sequels ever made.
Yeah.
It,
I believe this film, like, it's got some great like scenes. with like great colors. Like everything in Cloud City is beautiful. Like,
Oh, it's beautiful. It is.
and
Yeah.
even like the carbon scene where like carbon
Oh,
frozen. Like,
I love you.
yeah, like that is
I know. It's so good.
it's incredible, and that was improvised, which is
I know. Like that. That is so great. That's just Harrison Ford's charm shining through.
yeah, like just amazing. And this is definitely like the best Star Wars movie.
Yeah, and I love the way it expands the lore of the Force. Like when Yoda's describing the Force, like that gives me chills, and it's a shame that the Phantom Menace had to bring up midichlorians and ruin the magic.
Yeah. Um,
Like,
and like yeah, and another great scene is when Yoda lifts the X.
oh yeah,
That is
that's one of my favorite
that's one
scenes
of my favorite.
in all of
Yeah,
Star
same.
Wars.
Like the
Yeah,
music like
it's
fills up and it's just so
I know
impactful and
it's
like
fucking magical to be honest.
yeah, like how did like how did they fucking record that? Like that is
Oh, I don't know. John Williams is a god,
yeah,
like for real.
it's just amazing.
It truly
It's a
is.
real spectacle. Like so good.
Yeah, and I'm so glad I got to see this on the big
Yeah,
screen.
same.
That was an experience. Yeah, that was one of the best cinema experiences I've ever had.
Like amazing. As I said, like, do you really need to explain why this is the best Star Wars? Like,
Yeah, like no, you should already know.
yeah. Um, anything else you want to say?
um, not really. I feel like everything that I want to say has already been said. It's just brilliant, and it has some really actually hilarious moments throughout the movie. You know, the comedy balances well with the like drama and the action and all. It's just great. It's just fantastic. It really is. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that masterpiece. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So, I know it may seem hard to believe, but Empire, a lot of people didn't really like it at the time. They were like, oh,
Yeah, I know.
it's too dark and like
No.
it's just. But anyway, 3 years later, we got Return of the Jedi, which was going to conclude the trilogy, and it was directed by
Yes.
Richard Kwan. Marquand?
To be honest, I had no idea who directed this. Being
Mitchell
completely
Richard.
honest.
He did the Legacy, Hearts on Fire, Hearts of Fire,
Oh,
Jagged Edge. Yeah. Um,
yeah.
Jagged Edge. It's got Jeff Bridges in it. Mister Tony
Oh.
Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box
Yeah.
of scraps.
With a box of scraps. And of course the dude.
Yeah.
The Big Lebowski's. Oh man, that iconic. Tony Stark was able to build.
What was his name?
This in a cave with a
Here.
box of
He
scraps.
came back and far from.
Oh yeah, if they brought him back, I was just like, whoa, that guy's back.
Yeah.
Okay, pretty random
Sure. Why not?
character
Yeah.
to
Anyway, Return of the Jedi.
we got a bit
Yeah. Damn it, Jeff.
sidetracked there. God damn it, Jeff. And you're beautiful.
But yeah. Anyway, Return of the Jedi. I think this is this is my third favorite Star Wars movie.
Yes, same.
Like a lot of people call it cheesy and whatever, and yeah, well that can be the case. Some like I
Yeah.
would like it kind of feels confused. It's like it wants to be maybe as dark as Empire, but also at the same time well, I wouldn't say goofy, but more lighthearted than
Yeah,
uh, New Hope. But yeah, I think it's I think it's a good film. I really like the costume. Like Luke Skywalker
oh yeah,
has a great Jedi like outfit on.
yeah. I agree.
I know a lot of people say, oh well, uh, his look in The New Hope is kind of his look, but honestly, like I believe his Return of the Jedi look actually is definitive. Like it just
Yeah,
embodies like this great hero of the galaxy.
yeah. Like I literally agree with everything you're saying right now.
Yeah. Um. Uh, I good directing. Um.
Mm.
Cinematography. It has. I like how it brings like more characters, but also gives old ones closure, like Lando and the whole Han, and Leia.
Yeah.
Um. And then it also introduced Palpatine.
Oh yes. Sheev.
Um, and also introduced one of my favorite. Well, yeah, I'd actually say it is my favorite stormtrooper like cadets, I guess. Uh, the scout troopers, like I love those.
Oh yeah.
I love those suits.
Yeah, yeah.
Like those,
Great design. Yeah.
yeah. It's got good actions. Um, like where they're on like they're not speeders, but
Yeah, yeah. I know this. Yeah.
yeah, they're like that's really good. The acting I thought was good. Like I wouldn't say it's as great as like episode 4 and 5, but I think Mark Hamill
No.
gave a
Yeah.
great uh he gave a great portrayal as Luke Skywalker. If this was the last time we saw Luke
Definitely.
Skywalker, that would have been good. Um,
Yeah.
score's great. Set design's
Of
great.
course.
Like I love Jabba's palace. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
if I had problems with the Ewoks are kind of well, you know, they're a bit
Yeah.
yeah. Um, maybe as I said, it kind of feels tonally confused
Mm.
in some scenes. Not all the time, but sometimes. And then probably like out of maybe this original trilogy when it comes to special edition, I believe this is the film that's most heavily affected, and you can definitely
Yeah.
see that in the Jedi Rock
Oh
song,
no.
which is just
God no.
awful.
That scared me for life.
Like I had to go to therapy after watching that. Like I couldn't actually finish the film. I actually couldn't finish the film.
I cried for weeks upon end.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Uh,
I I couldn't leave my house. I was just too
I was
scared to go back
paranoid.
in the outside world. Yeah.
I went to a club after, and then I fucking got paranoid. I was like, no, this is Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
Don't go to clubs, especially at the, come on guys, great,
Yeah. Don't do
come
it.
on, got to keep those we got to keep those numbers down. Um,
Mm,
but yeah,
exactly.
I think it was like I think it concludes Darth Vader's character very well. I believe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
brilliantly I'd say.
like it's excellent. The ending is like one of my favorite in cinema and in this guys.
Mm,
Like it's so good. I really
yeah.
really love the scene where Luke um speaking to Vader and he's like, take off my helmet. Like like
Oh yeah.
you see Anakin. That's a really powerful.
Is cry moment.
Yeah, and then when they accepted like a Jedi ghost, I thought that was really good. And he's free from
Mm,
all the pain and struggle that Darth Vader like brought upon him and the Sith and Palpatine and stuff. And yeah, I just think it's not the best Star Wars movie, and it's definitely the weakest in this trilogy, but I believe
Yeah.
it to be pretty good. What about you, Luke?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Like what you said is pretty much my thoughts. Yeah, we're actually the same person.
Yeah,
Fight Club moment.
I know exactly.
Well, spoilers, I guess. But
Wait, then who's the narrator, protagonist?
um, I, I don't know. I guess me, since I'm depressed. No, I'm not. I'm not actually. Don't
No,
worry.
I kind of see you. I
Don't-
think you're more of a. I think you're more of like I can see you owning a soap business.
Oh, yes. Thank
No
you.
problem.
I'll take that as a compliment.
No
I'll take
problem.
that as a compliment. On a soap business. Right. So yeah, I'm just gonna add a few things to what you said. Like just add a few of my thoughts because what you said is basically what I think. But yeah, you left out a few of my thoughts, so I shall proceed now.
Go ahead. Go ahead. There's nobody stopping you.
Thank you. Right, yeah, as you said, the design of Jabba's palace great, and I love the individual designs of the alien creatures. Like they're so original and so creative, and they all feel so unique and different from each other, and they just bring such life into this universe.
Yeah.
Like it's just great. Um, I think Mark Hamill's acting, yeah, I'd say it's probably better in Empire, but I still love it in this. Like especially in the scene where he tosses his lightsaber away and goes, "I'm a Jedi, like my father before me." That's one of the best moments in all of Star Wars. His acting in that scene is just great.
Amazing.
Um, yeah, and Palpatine, I love Palpatine in this. I love how he's just pure evil. Like I love that. That's the Palpatine I want to see. Like some people say Palpatine's as best on like the prequels. Now I think Return of the Jedi, he's just peak
Yeah.
Palpatine. He's great. Vader's redemption, one of the best, maybe even the best redemption arc in like cinema. I can't think of one that's better at the minute. There might be, but you know, my brain's just not functioning. But
It normally doesn't,
it's
but
so.
yeah. Anyway, continue and continue.
um, Harrison Ford, you know, some people say he's not as good in this as he is in A New Hope and Empire, and yeah, I agree. You know, it makes sense. That's why he got frozen in carbonite in the first place because he wasn't sure if he'd return for the third one for the end of the
Yeah, he
trilogy.
really wanted
But
his character to be dead.
yeah, but you know, he still has his moments of charm, where especially the one where he shrugs his shoulders. That's just a great Han Solo moment.
Exactly.
That's an iconic Han Solo shoulder shrug, and he still has his moments, yeah, but he's not as good. Yeah, it just really almost all the acting feels slightly a step below than the previous two movies.
Yeah. And this sort of is a
Yeah,
step below the other two films, but still good.
yeah,
And like
yeah, still good, still
I
great.
can see why people would call this their favorites because it's kind of like
Yeah,
it's got like everything you kind of love about Star Wars. Like it's got the alien, the good versus bad, and like stuff like that. But I don't know. It kind of works for some people, but for me and you, like some of it didn't. But still a great film.
yeah, I agree completely. And the third act in this is absolutely brilliant. Like this is
Peak Star Wars.
some of the best things. Yeah, peak Star. Yeah, I'd say it's peak Star. Like the best thing come out of Star Wars. I wish the movie could have been up to the same quality as that because the first two acts they're still good. Yeah, like they have their moments, but like the first act, you know, is very flawed. The whole plan with Jabba is just like what the hell. It's very
I think it's kind of charming
incohesive.
in that way. Like it makes no
Yeah,
sense, but like it's fun, you know? Like
yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. I still find it entertaining as hell. Like it's a great entertaining movie.
I think that's a pretty fun. But then you Boba died, so
Yeah.
yeah. Unless he didn't, I don't know. People
Yeah,
from the future, if he
yeah.
actually does survive in Mandalorian, tell us.
Oh yeah, does he or doesn't he? Imagine if he did return for the Mandalorian. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, it's up in the
Like that.
yeah,
Yeah, you know, could happen.
yeah, like yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, you know, the Ewoks, as you said, they're a bit, you know, hit or miss, I guess.
yeah,
They remind me of my dog. Just the face
yeah,
of them. And yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say. You know, still a great movie, but definitely the most flawed in the original trilogy. But I'd still like, I still definitely rewatch this, and I have rewatched it so many times, and I will continue to rewatch this along with the original
yeah.
trilogy
Like
because it's still a
they're
great
so
movie.
rewatchable.
They are.
But yeah, um, should we wrap it up there?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So thanks for everyone for watching or listening wherever you are.
Oh yeah. Listen.
I hope you're fine. And I think
Yeah, and stay
stay
safe.
safe. Exactly. Wear a mask. Wear your
Yeah,
seatbelt.
exactly.
You know, do all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, and be excellent to each other. As who said that? Was it Bill or Ted? I don't know. One of them.
I think it was Bill, and then Ted said, "Party on,
Yeah.
but don't, but
Oh
don't
yeah,
party,
yeah, yeah. It was.
but God, don't party online, okay? Don't party with us."
Yeah, don't party too
Yeah,
hard
God.
in these times.
Yeah. Um.
Party with up to 6 people, or I don't know. The regulations are changing all the time. I
It's
don't even know.
always changing.
Yeah, and they're different countries,
Yeah.
so yeah, different rules.
Yeah. But
But anyway, point being, stay
yeah,
safe
stay safe.
during this pandemic. Yeah, we rambled on a bit
Yeah,
there.
things. And if you're having a bad day, things will get better.
Yes,
Things will get
good
better.
advice. Advice I need.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, thanks everyone for watching or listening. Join us for episode 2. If we even get to episode 2. I mean, this is like our
Hopefully, fingers
this is
crossed.
like our fourth time like trying to do this.
Yeah,
So hopefully go through this.
yeah, it's been horrible.
Yeah. Um.
Oh, there's my dog. She's barking. I don't know if anyone can hear her. But yeah, my dog's barking at the minute.
Ewok.
The more you know.
Ewok.
The Ewok. Yeah.
But yeah. Episode 2, we're probably going to go over the sequels, anthologies,
Yeah,
or whatever.
spin-offs.
Maybe we'll talk
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
Clone Wars movie. I've seen it, but Luke
Yes.
hasn't.
No, I have not, and I feel kind of, sort of embarrassed how I haven't seen the Clone Wars yet, the TV show, and I'm a Star Wars fan, so we'll should watch that probably.
Yeah, well, you could probably watch I think there's only 2 episodes you have to watch um, before this film. But yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, we're dead set talking about the Disney Star Wars films after
Yes,
in the next
definitely.
episode. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for films or franchises, then please let us know. Maybe we can do them in a future episode. And yeah, that's
Yeah,
really it. So
yeah. Thanks for having me.
no problem, no problem. And yeah, look, if anyone wants to, contact you or see what you're up to, where can they find you?
Oh yeah, hit me up in the
Yeah,
DMs.
where can they find you?
They can find me at Instagram at CoolBeanMovies. So yeah, and especially if you're of the female gender, go on, give us a little text there.
Oh no,
It's so perfect.
I know. Calm down there, lad. All right, all right. And yeah, just subscribe to me and whatever. So yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
See you.